Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Cupid Parasite, continuing Alan's route. We are on our honeymoon, or apparently we're leaving. Maybe. We relished our time at Diamor Paradis for a few more days. Once content, we took a ferry home, that was so much fun. I'm glad you liked it. I had a lot of fun too. Really? Of course. You saw how excited I was, didn't you? Was he? I felt like I was the excited one while he was merely taking care of me. But then again, I think he smiled a bit more than usual. Let's visit again soon. Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah. As we stood on the ferry deck, Diamor Paradis faded from our sight. That honeymoon would forever be a cherished memory. While I thought I'd enjoyed enough, leaving made me want for more. Sweet bathroom. I guess we could have done that, scene before at the end of the last part. I just didn't know if it was going to go on for an hour. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you're like, okay, we'll just do this scene, and 20 minutes later, it's still going. Shit. We soon returned to our home on 9th Avenue. Home at last. We're back! Although I wished our trip lasted longer, returning home gave me comfort. I'm sure that's what it meant to have a home. Alan smiled. He seemed to share my sentiment. You're right. By the way, should we stop by the supermarket? We cleared the fridge before the trip. Sounds good. Let's do that. At the supermarket, our cart quickly filled with groceries. Here's the thing. So I know it's been 20 years and we're living in Lost York again and whatever, but his regulars at the pillow shop don't nobody has gone over the past 20 years, the same person hasn't come in enough to realize wow, Alan never ages, or be like, oh, that was my dad. Yeah. You know what I mean? Huh. Does he put on a glamour so he doesn't look like himself to anybody, or something? Am I imagining that? Am I just making shit up? Maybe that's a possibility, or was said in the first I don't remember. Anyway. But also, it's Lost York, it's a huge city, I'm sure, but in every other one, we always kind of bounce into people we know. We're never going to run into anyone we know? To be fair, I guess we didn't really run into anyone, in a lot of the other routes, Raoul enlisted Gil's help, but we never saw him otherwise. He could have gone back to Baltimore for all we know. But Shelby, we never pass by him. We never run into anybody that we know at all, ever. In some of the other routes, we've bumped into people we knew. You know what I mean? But it's been 20 years, you'd think. So I'm kind of curious about that. At the supermarket, our cart quickly filled with groceries. Vegetables, meat, milk. I just put in what I liked, since I was usually the only one eating. Anything else you'd like? I always wanted to try these, but what should I do? And what are they? Chia seeds. I heard they're great for your skin, but I'm worried I won't like them. I keep going back and forth about getting them. If you don't like them, I'll finish them. Really? You really will? Of course. Let's buy them. Thanks. You could just mix them in, toss them onto salads, throw them into smoothies. You won't even notice, We chatted like this as we pushed the cart down the aisles. Suddenly, Alan paused at the baking section. Oh, hold on. Can we get these two? Fresh cream, flour extract, and vanilla? Are you planning to bake something? Sounds like a cake. Oh yeah, I was thinking about making a wedding cake. A wedding cake? We never had one, did we? I thought maybe we could make our own. What do you think? That sounds like it would be chaos and a huge mess, but sounds fun at the same time. I'd love that. I agreed wholeheartedly, and Alan visibly relaxed. I'm relieved. At Diamor Paradis, I envied the couple taking wedding photos. Our wedding and honeymoon may be over, but let's create more memories with some photos. Yeah, we can get in our wedding gear again and take some cute pictures. Great idea. I'll make an impressive cake then. Here's the thing. We could get in our wedding clothes and then go to take and get like a tripod and whatever for a camera and go to like the park to take photos. And then people like, oh my God, congratulations, blah, 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 whatever. And then like, then you'll get the attention that you like. He was like, I kind of envy of them getting the attention, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, we didn't have, that's why he fucked me on the balcony, right? So like, there you go. That's your way to get some attention from strangers because you don't have friends, because you can't keep friends because it's been 20 years and, you know, whatever. I'm looking forward to it. Our cart overflowed as we added flour, eggs, fresh cream, and baking tools. While browsing fruits, we debated about what to add to the filling of the cake. Dried figs, strawberries. Nothing. Cake is made out of cake. It's cake. There's nothing in the center of cake. Unless it's ice cream cake, then you have those little chocolate crunchies. But, like, that's just a layer. In the middle of the cake? No. What kind of fancy-ass fucking cake are you making? You're not just gonna, like, take a Betty Crocker box, pour it in, and, like, that's it? Probably strawberries. That's what I would go for. Yeah, good. Okay. I don't know if I want figs in my cake. I know that they're, like, used in a lot of desserts because they're sweet, but strawberries are classic. Sliced, they'd look adorable. Yeah, that's more your style. I think it'd suit you too, Alan. Sweet, tangy, and soft. We continued discussing as we shopped, opting to buy all the fruits that piqued our interest. A wedding, a honeymoon, and now a wedding cake. Our newlywed adventures seemed to keep unfolding, and that thought alone brought me joy. And so our shopping trip continued. We returned to home a bit earlier than expected. Immediately, we started crafting our wedding cake. Mixing ingredients, sifting flour, and preparing the batter filled our time. There! How's it going over there? Perfect! I'm ready when you are. Thanks. Let's mix this in order. Can you add the vanilla extract next? Okay. Alright, could you preheat the oven? You got it. Making a wedding cake meant baking several layers to stack. It'd be so much cake that eating it all would be impossible, but we still wanted to try. So I diligently proceeded to make those sponge cakes. After all, I got the feeling we'd regret it if we didn't at least try. We wanted to enjoy things we could only experience as newlyweds. With no one to stop us, we continued to create our cake. Like an angel, we should make an angel food cake. Or I guess we could have made a devil's food cake. Hours later, the layers were stacked and decorated with fresh cream. Thinking an angel food cake with whipped cream and, like, strawberries is usually really good. We did it! Yay! At last, we'd crafted our wedding cake. It might not have been professional, but it was something special we'd made together. We actually finished it. Now let's enjoy the first bite, shall we? Wait, let's take a photo to remember it first. I took several photos of the cake by itself. After snapping several pictures of the cake, I switched to the selfie camera. Come here, Alan. Huh? Oh, sure. He came over, holding back laughter. You've still got fresh cream on your face. Do you want to leave it there? Huh? Where? I was just trying to move you because you looked like you wanted to come down here and it was too big of a jump. That's why I was getting you. He was like, why are you trying to hold me? I was just trying to move you to this knee because you look like you wanted to come snugs. What? You could go back up here if you want. What? What are you doing? The bird is with me this time. I made him come up so he didn't yell at me. And now he wants to go to that knee. You want to go to that knee? Okay, I'm sorry. You were looking at my hand, like, but this is where this is how we're doing this right now. So I'm not putting my hand up there. That'd be way uncomfortable. Anyway, right here. His lips brushed my cheek, causing me to twitch and accidentally take a photo. I can imagine. I want to see how that came out. Hey, you made me take a picture. I hope I didn't make a weird face. Nah, you look cute. Alan chuckled and kissed my cheek again, clearly doing it on purpose. Okay, one more time. I prepared myself and tapped the shutter button to get the perfect shot. Okay, great picture. Now let's enjoy our first bite. Suddenly, Alan grabbed a large spoon. Huh? Where'd you get that? I bought it secretly while you were baking. Oh yeah, there was a brief moment when he said he needed to go out. I assumed he was making a phone call or something. But he'd actually gone out to buy the spoon for our first bite. Well, let's enjoy it then. Sure. He scooped up a piece of cake and held it out to me. With a spoon? Say, this is delicious. The cake we baked together tasted better than I expected. Honestly, making the fresh cream was exhausting, but it turned out really well. I was amazed by the taste when I heard a chuckle beside me. You've got cream on your face again. He gently kissed the corner of my mouth to remove the cream. Oh. Delicious. Come on, that wasn't even a bite. Here, let me feed you. I'll be waiting. I received the spoon from Alan for the first bite and scooped up a big chunk for him, shoving it in his face. No, I'm just kidding. Ready, Alan? Open up. Alan opened wide and bit down on the spoon. But the amount I scooped up was too much even for Alan. The fresh cream oozed out and got all over his cheeks. Looks like you've got cream on your face now, Alan. Now it's your turn to clean it up. Lick him. Huh? Just like I did for you. Did he do that on purpose? Come on. Alan smiled as he leaned in, waiting. I hesitantly stuck my tongue out. There was cream at the corner of his mouth. As I went to lick it, he held my wrist. Well, I'm not moaning for him. Suddenly he pulled me close and we shared a kiss. Not moaning. That kiss caught me off guard and I accidentally touched the screen of my smartphone. I must have pressed the shutter button because it took photos of us kissing. How adorable. I tried to delete those photos, but Alan snatched my phone away. Nice. Let's make that the wallpaper for the lock screen. Alan! I'm kidding. We kissed and played with each other's hair. Then he lifted me off my feet. He's like, I'm going to send it to myself and make it my lock screen. Let's have that first bite again. Isn't the first bite only supposed to happen once? You haven't had enough, have you? Let's capture it in video this time. Oh, this should be like adorable, but it's kind of like ridiculously... Oh, it's like sexy, but also a little messed up because he's got his hand wrapped around your head, like, it looks kind of awkward. Like, he looks pretty though. It's kind of funny. After pressing the record button on the smartphone, he took some cream with his finger and offered it to me. I can't eat it like that. It's okay. Try it. He gently put his finger in my mouth and I began to lick it. This seems like, are we on the spicy end? Because it seems like we're getting kinky and going to make a sex tape. The taste of the fresh cream was so good it made me feel giddy. Is it good? It is, but I wanted to enjoy it more traditionally. I'd envisioned us enjoying the cake with coffee. But instead we were indulging in it in a somewhat unconventional way. And he was even recording it. Yeah, you're making like some kind of like kinky baking sex tape right now almost. I mean, it could veer off in that direction. Perhaps. Then let's eat it slowly. I'll savor it like this. That's not what I meant. Alan made a devilish grin and began to lick the fresh cream from my lips. If I remember correctly, the first bite symbolizes the vow to never let the other starve. Yeah, I remember hearing that at a Cupid course seminar. I've never heard that before. To never let the other starve, always making sure they had something good to eat. That's what it was supposed to symbolize, huh? Some said the size of their wedding cake was supposed to represent the depth of their love. Well, no wonder why people... See? That sounds like propaganda from the wedding cake company. Like, you have to have a big cake or you don't love each other. And then, like, thousands of dollars on a fucking cake. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then the poor people that have to bake those and, like, put the supports and all that shit for your massive fucking... Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Sounds like propaganda. Big cake trying to get your money. Maybe that's why Alan wanted to make such a big cake. Here, have another bite. It's delicious. Mind sharing with me? Of course. Here. We used spoons and occasionally fed each other with our fingers. This tastes so good. Alan, we were only eating cake, but something about the atmosphere felt intoxicating. Maybe we added a bit too much liquor for the flavor, or liqueur for the flavor, sorry. The first bite was also a symbol of a couple's first shared task. Our method of sharing seemed a bit unconventional, but we weren't exactly ordinary. Now, your turn. We took our time savoring the wedding cake we made together. Without a lavish wedding reception, the simple act held a special memory for us. Well, yeah, because now it's all on video, too. After we finished, we showered to rinse off the cream and spent an intimate evening together, I bet. Oh, hi. Hello, Demon Alan. Spacey, let me hear your voice. Alan, I love you. Our tails intertwined and we scratched the bed sheets as our connection deepened. I was receiving energy from the greater demon again. I was receiving energy. That's what the kids are calling it. I mean, I know that's what he said before. I was like, it's sharing energy is when you have sex. So, like, we were sharing it. I'm receiving energy. You're receiving something. Why do these feelings only grow stronger? No matter how much time we spent together, it's never enough. I yearned for more. Well, I mean, that's better than being like, I'm getting bored of my husband. So, in response to my desires, Alan inserted his energy inside of me with even more power and force. Phrasing! Oh, God! Game! Listen! That does not have to be metaphorical. It could be like, I'm actually literally in metaphor, like, power. But, like, he said making, so, like, that they are using that as a euphemism, and it ain't that subtle. Jesus! How dare you make me read that? That's what it meant to be a demon. If we continued like this, would I also become a greater demon one day? But I'm known for matchmaking. Alan turned into a greater demon by feeding off people's dreams. I think my situation was different. When I was no longer Cupid, I gained powers as a demon. I was able to predict the potential success of love between humans. I helped couples with my fortune telling. I had become the demon who mediated between humans, like in that book. But helping with their romance didn't enhance my demonic powers. That was why I needed to connect with Alan in this way. If I have to face other demons or gods, I might not be strong enough. Something on your mind. He's like, you're really not paying attention while I'm inserting my power into you. Like, Jesus! He bit my neck and I gasped. In that moment, I realized that I was being devoured by the greater demon. A brief instinctual fear washed over me. That must have been the power of a greater demon. If other demons attacked, I probably couldn't win and would have to flee. That was why I needed more strength from Alan. The demonic power he shared with me felt warm and satisfying. I'm sure it does. I want more, Alan. You're so greedy. His demon form is ridiculously sexy, though. I want to be like you, Alan. I desire to be his equal. To be a greater demon like him was growing. I wanted to see his face, so I reached up and turned him towards me. As I nibbled on his neck, I sensed he was losing control. All right, let's become greater demons together. Yes, I want to be the same as you, Alan. Just like when we were a pair of angels, we wanted to have the same kind of existence. Yet sometimes that thought worried me. It created the illusion that we were falling further into depravity. I mean... Okay. This must have been why Alan looked so sad before. We grew stronger with each sin. He was saddened because that was the type of creatures we were. But I didn't want to deny it. When I chose this path, I wanted to be happy together with him. Even if we lived like demons, it wasn't like we harmed others. So I hoped the gods wouldn't judge us. And the thing is like, you're getting power and you feed off people's dreams. But that's really not terrible. Everybody dreams, and, like, you're not draining their life by, like, feeding on their dreams. And if you're having sex, and if you're being sexy and dirty in their dreams, that's a good dream. It's better than if you're like, well, I like Freddy Krueger my way in, and I'm like slashing and biting and trying to kill you, and that's not fun. Nobody likes that. But, like, you're gonna wake up a hell of a lot more rested being like, damn, some demon came in my dream and fucked the shit out of me, than you are gonna be like, they were chasing me and trying to kill me, and I was running, but it was like running through water and I couldn't get away, and it was terrifying. You know what I mean? So, like, okay. I hugged him and tried to draw power from deep within. My dreams would become his nourishment. We lived by giving and receiving like this. But it wasn't the gods of Celestia who determined this act to be depraved. It was humans from thousands of years ago, which is funny because it's basically you're giving each other power via fucking each other. So, like, they thought that act is depravity. And what were you doing to make babies? A demonic yet divine way to share power. We engaged in this act all night long. It's got to be missionary, and you can't look at each other, and like whatever, and it's like you can't enjoy it. What? So she wants to be the same as me. There he is. Look at his beautiful little demon form. After Spacey fell asleep, I was on the roof for the first time in a while, looking at the stars. In the old days, I'd look up in heaven and sigh. Her powers as a demon are still growing stronger. In about 100 years, she could become a greater demon like me. She encouraged customers of Pilla Luxuria in their romantic lives, then drew power from me. Gradually, she was adapting to being a demon. Her growing strength would help reduce the chances of gods or other demons erasing her. It should have been something to celebrate, but part of me couldn't shake off loneliness. It must have been my own selfishness. I want her to remain pure, more human, but that's not what she wants. When we were a pair of angels, I too had the desire to be one and the same. Her desire to become a greater demon was the same as mine. That's why things should be fine the way they are. And they should be. Yet, why did I feel like I was defiling her existence? I touched the part of my neck where she bit me and looked up at the sky once more. Somewhere in the sky was a place we could never reach again. A few days later, today was the shop's regular closed day. I was relaxing in bed when I heard the doorbell. Who could it be? Oh, it must be a delivery for me. I'll go get it. Delivery? I wonder what Alan bought. I followed him to the hallway. The thing that was delivered was much larger than I expected. After the delivery man left, I looked at the huge package. Never mind. What is that? It's a gift for you. Alan snapped his fingers and the packaging unraveled. All that was left was a bathtub. Damn, he bought me a bathtub! Bathtub? It did say something about, like, a bathtub or whatever for the title, right? I was thinking of doing a little remodeling. You know we only have a shower right now. The showers are great, but with those bath bombs we bought, I really wanted a soak. And that does smell lovely. Let's get this. You sure? Yeah, it'll be perfect for when we have a home with a tub. I recalled the bath bombs from our date. It was just a little exchange, talking about our future, but it seemed like Alan wanted to use the bath bombs now. That's a really cute bathtub. The design of the bathtub Alan chose was perfect for a couple. Hold on, are you going to install it yourself? Yeah, I'm quite handy with this stuff. Come to think of it, he's always been crafty. There's crafty and then there's crafty. He's both. He used to craft flower crowns in heaven, and his rings were especially beautiful. Back then he created things that made everyday life so much richer. Thanks, Alan. Is there anything I can do to help? Well, can you watch me from here? Alan gave me a gentle kiss on the forehead and started working on the bathtub. Just telling me to be here made me feel spoiled. Alan always likes doing things on his own. But I want to help. Can we do it together? I bent down beside him and met his gaze. Alan looked away, a bit shyly. Then he broke into a reserved smile. Well, considering we'll be sharing the bath, I guess we should work on it together, too. Sorry, could you hold that side? Sure. Ready? Together, we positioned the tub into its designated spot in what was previously just a shower room. The space was designed for a tub, so it fit quite easily. Okay, so we have a giant, like a wet room type bathroom. So, like, it's not like just a tiny one-person shower. It's like a giant, like a wet room. You know what I mean? Where it should have a tub and whatever in it. God, I would love one of those. We decorated the room with brick tiles to give it a bathroom feel. Have you lived here by yourself until now, Alan? Yeah, even before I joined Cupid Corps. So it's almost 30 years. And you never felt the need for a bathtub? Not really. I saw no reason for one. Really? I don't have human health concerns. A shower was just to feel refreshed, so a bath seemed like a waste. But things have changed. I want to savor every moment with you. I see. I had no idea how Alan lived his life before we reunited. But hearing what he said, I could tell that he wanted to cherish our time together. I felt so happy that I smiled back at Alan. Then we should make it the kind of bathroom where bath time is fun time. I mean, bath time's gonna be fun time if you're both in there together. Whether you're just relaxing or you're doing weird, inappropriate things in it, all I'm saying. Yeah. Like, even if you're playing, like, you got rubber ducks going on and you're, like, having, like, bathtub boat battles. Whatever, it's still gonna be a little, like, weird and fun. Several hours later, our project was complete. Now get in. Look at our cute little bathtub. There are ducks in there and, like, little stars. There's, like, a chair outside of it. That's, like, it's a really odd place for a bathtub, but sure. All done. Phew. Took longer than I thought. With the tub secured, we cleaned up the space. Seeing our revamped bathroom, I was eager to use it. Hey, can we fill it with hot water now? Sure. I inspected everything, so we're good to go. Yay! Let's take a bath right now. Sounds good. Alan turned on the tap, releasing a stream of cold water that soon warmed up. Everything seemed perfect as the tub began to fill. I was filled with pride watching the water rise in our tub that we made together. But I never expected he'd go out and buy a tub. My casual comment about bath bombs led him to surprising me with an entire bathtub. It's kind of adorable. Alan had a unique talent for pampering me. Hey, Alan? Thank you so much. You're always so considerate of me. It's my pleasure. I just want to make you happy. You chose me, so my wish is for you to experience the happiness of a human. But Alan, while you're always there for me, don't forget to look after yourself. That's why I want to return the favor. Huh? I want to spoil you too, Alan. If there's anything you want me to do, you have to tell me. Spacey, you gotta be careful with that phrasing around Alan. You never know what's gonna happen. But we might like it. Alan made a troubled expression as if he were about to cry. I couldn't quite place the emotion in his eyes. You truly never change. As I continued to watch the water fill the tub, he wrapped his arms around me gently. Can I ask you for something? Yeah, anything. Didn't I just fucking say that? I want to play in a bubble bath with you. Can we? Huh? Sure. But isn't that something I would want? No, it's my wish. Please keep me company. Hey, just because you both want it doesn't mean, you know what I mean? And that was how he convinced me. After preparing the bath, Alan and I slipped into the water together. I feel like Alan's just spoiling me again. I scooped up some bubbles and blew them out of my palms. Here's the thing. Just because that could be still something that he wants, that could be his love language. You know what I mean? Like, I want to spoil you. I know that you would enjoy this, so I'm going to enjoy the fact that you're going to enjoy this. It's totally valid. Caught in my playful reverie, a soft chuckle startled me. Because it's like, just because it's something you want doesn't mean that... You know what I mean? Like, I want to spoil you. Something that you want doesn't mean that the something that that other person wants is going to be something that you hate to do. Like, I want you to do this, and you're like, ugh, I hate that. Because that's no basis for a relationship. Like, there's going to be some things that you're going to be like, okay, yeah, like, okay, like, I hate camping. I don't think I'd date someone who loves camping. But, like, you know, I'd be like, sure, go on your own. But if they were like, I really want you to come with me, I'd begrudgingly go. Is it something I love doing? No. Would I do it to make that person happy? Sometimes, yes. And I probably enjoy myself and have fun. Would I prefer not to do it? Absolutely. But you know what I mean? So it's like, but it's like, if I was going to be a miserable, rotten bitch, like, oh, let's go camping. Oh, fuck. Oh, you dragged me, or oh, I hate this. And being an asshole about it, that's not good for anybody. You know what I mean? But you're going to do things every once in a while, like, yeah, I don't love camping, but this person loves camping, so we're going to go camping. Or, it's not my favorite hobby to do, but it makes them happy, so I can have fun doing it. If they're not in my life, I might not choose to do it. You know what I mean? But, like, when your partner wants to do something, you should want to do it with them if they want to share it with you. You know what I mean? Like, and you should also be like, if they want to go off and do something on their own, cool, go off and do it on your own. So, like, her being like, no, he's just doing it to pamper me. And it's like, maybe that's makes him happy. It's just pampering you in the bathtub like that. Like, seeing you happy, enjoying this tub just makes him happy. And that's what he wants to do, as opposed to being like, oh, I want you to, get on your hands and knees and scrub the floor with your toothbrush because I get off on that. And you're like, this is degrading and I hate it. You know what I mean? Like, you should be glad that he wants to do something that you're going to enjoy. You know what I mean? I don't know.
You're so cute.
Huh? What do you mean?
The way it's so obvious what you're thinking.
He pressed his lips to my cheek, then my forehead. The sensation of our damp skin meeting carried an electrifying charge. Careful, you're in water.
Do you think I'm spoiling you?
Yes. Isn't that a fact?
Actually, it's quite the opposite.
It doesn't seem that way to me.
I've always wished for you to live more like a human. That was my wish. I simply feel happy that my wish has come true.
As Alan whispered, his lips brushed against mine. Wait. Alan and I had kissed many times before. I thought I had gotten used to it, so why was my heart racing? His gentle gaze left me at a loss for words. Overwhelmed by the tenderness he showered me with, I felt a sudden urge to cling to him. Spacey. Nothing. I was just thinking about how much I love you. Look, he's blushing a little. It's cute.
There you go again, saying things like that.
He cradled the back of my neck, deepening our kiss. I'm not moaning. Oh, God, they're both moaning. Alan's kisses, although sweet and fierce, always carried a trace of fear. It was a mixture of internal struggle and pure longing as he held me in his arms. That was why I went in for a kiss myself. I didn't want to simply receive. I wanted to give as well. Alan, I love you.
I love you too.
No matter how many times we embraced, it felt as if it was never enough. We sought each other out, yearning to bridge any distance. I yearned to never part from him. I didn't want to ever make him... I didn't want him to ever make such lonely expressions. I do not know why my brain kept... I didn't want to ever make... I skipped over him like the 3 times I tried to read that in my head, and I'm like, what? Because... I don't know. This time, I wanted to be the one to spoil him. With that on my mind, I gently stroked his hair. Sudden visit. Ooh. The idyllic days of our honeymoon vacation had come to a close. Pillow Luxuria resumed its regular operations. Oh, sudden visit's gonna be someone visiting the pillow store? One of our old friends? That day, Alan and I attended to our patrons in our luxury pillow boutique. In a pillow store known for romantic fortune-telling, we spent our days consulting with various customers. Oh, hey, Marinice is gonna roll up and be like, you don't get to fortune-tell, that's my shit! Yeah, I see it. Your romantic life will work out. Oh, really? Then I'll purchase this pillow. I think you're a con artist. I'm sure she's telling the truth.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good luck to you. Thanks. I feel a lot better now. I think I can sleep well and prepare for a date with him.
Thank you. Please come again.
Yes, I certainly will. How often do you need to buy a luxury pillow? Like, if it's a luxury pillow, it should be lasting you a long time. I'm just saying. With the wrapped-up box of pillow in hand, the customer left the shop.
Phew. Good work. You managed well again today.
Thanks. But I still have lots of energy left, so you don't need to recharge me yet.
No, I just wanted to kiss you right now.
Alan lightly kissed me and then patted me on the head. Whenever I used demonic powers to deal with customers, Alan always tried to replenish my energy immediately. He was undoubtedly an overprotective demon, yes, but it's sweet and adorable.
Anyway, it's almost time, so let's get ready to close.
Yeah, I'll lock the doors.
Thanks, I'll handle things over here.
I put the close sign and locked the doors. But as we went about closing as we both went about our closing routine... Huh?
Wait. Wow, so this is that rumored high-class pillow shop. Cupid, it's incredible.
Okay, well, I should have expected. No, it's Cupid, so whatever. I thought I had locked the doors, but a customer had somehow entered. Surprisingly, it was a young boy who didn't seem likely to buy a pillow. I'm sorry, but we're closed. I thought I locked the doors.
Oh, so you're the previous Cupid. Who are you?
Alan released some of his demonic powers and positioned himself between me and the boy. The boy didn't flinch. Instead, he smiled broadly.
Nice to meet you, previous Cupid. I'm Sylvie Scott. I'm the new Cupid.
The new Cupid? Well, not really new. He's been here for 20 years, huh?
So they already picked a new one.
Already? It's been 20 years. Meaning he must have been an angel until recently. Again, 20 years. I mean, to be fair, them picking, this conversation, a new one already? A year after I stopped being Cupid and came to the human realm and was marrying our other boyfriends or whatever, made sense, but it's been 20 years, so. Gods below the deconsentees consisted of angels handpicked from heaven. Just as I had once been an angel before becoming Cupid, he must have undergone the same transition.
So what's the new Cupid doing here? Well, I'm still a rookie Cupid, so I wanted to learn from the previous one. That's why I'm in the human realm. Despite being the new Cupid, you seem well informed about the situation.
Now that he mentions it, when I was born, no one gave me any details. I was only informed of my role, and I accepted it without question, as if I was part of a vast machine. Yet this new Cupid, freshly minted, knew that I was his predecessor. How do you know I'm the previous Cupid?
Cupid! Because it's talked about in Celestia. And there's a Cupid that became a fallen angel after being seduced by a demon.
Alan's like, whoa! You forgot the part where I stabbed her and she was reincarnated and then all that other shit happened. It's a rumor now?
Of course, everyone's talking about you two. I was so curious why you were willing to abandon Celestia. It's Cupid. I want to understand those feelings of romance. That's why I came here.
I see. So you're just innocent and curious. You sure are Cupid, after all. How did you come here? Did Mom and Dad give you permission?
Yes, Lord Jupiter granted permission. He says that as Cupid I need to study abroad in the human realm.
Lord Jupiter did?
Yes, he says it's important that I understand how humans think, so that's why I'll be studying in school for a year.
And then Jupiter did, huh? Seems like he had a change of heart. Well, I mean, he was Chi the whole time, so. Alan smiled sarcastically as he shrugged his shoulders. I don't really remember what went down with Jupiter and Alan's route, so. Jupiter was an omnipotent god. Even Alan had been struck by his lightning before, which is kind of funny because, the Jupiters we know is a freaking, big crybaby coward. Over the, little fucking scaredy cat. But I'm sure, you're trying to take my Cupid away? Fuck that shit. I'm sure he could get, intense if he needed to. He wouldn't say it out loud, but I believed Alan despised him greatly. Well, however, the new Cupid wasn't as ignorant as I had been. I believed that Alan and I were the cause of that many changes that were occurring in Celestia. Mom and Dad, how are Lord Mars and Lady Venus?
Cupid, Lord Mars can never forget you, so he's always crying. So cute.
Sad, but...
Lady Venus is comforting him. That's why Lady Minerva often talks to me.
Lady Minerva, you say?
Yes, I've heard that the previous Cupid was close to Lady Minerva. That's why I agreed to study abroad.
Sylvie looked at me with bright eyes. Seemed as if he wanted to learn all about romance from me.
Lady Minerva also told me that it's better if I fall in love while I'm studying abroad. I'm looking for a partner. Oh, I see. But did you know that if Cupid falls in love, they turn into a human?
Look, he's wearing the Cupid's arrow as like a little tie tack. That's adorable. But also, I was like, why would Lady Bright? I forgot. So she's still in all of these. Yeah, no, fall in love because she wants the golden arrow. And like, she thinks if it like, yeah, okay. But like, where was it and why didn't she get it in the 20 years before they found Cupid? Well, I keep calling him Cupid, but for Sylvie. You know what I mean? Like, so like, she was trying to get it from me, hoping I fall in love so that she could steal it. But where was it? Like, unless Sylvie's, I mean, to be fair, I feel like this could follow a different chain of logic than the other routes, right? But like in the other one that where we saw Sylvie, he was newly minted basically around a year or two after. So like he could potentially have been Cupid for nearly the last 20 years, but that's still a newbie in Cupid terms because you know what? That's like a year for normal people. Not even that. That's probably like 20 days. You're like, you know what I mean? She was around for 400 years. So like, he's like, I've been on the job for a month basically in God terms. So could still be a newbie. And maybe that's why, because like, where was the Cupid's arrow and what was like happening for the last 20 years? You know? So, but anyway.
Cupid, really? Yeah, but if you don't mind that, I'll help you find someone. No, I'm proud of my role as Cupid. I've only done matchmaking a few times. I don't want to become human just yet. And then you should just focus on studying abroad. There might come a time when you want to become a human. I'll help you find love then.
Alan seems awfully caring. Although cautious at first, Alan seemed to soften up after learning this boy was the next Cupid. He's also like 12. He's probably like 15 or something, but still, he's like a baby. Well, let's not talk about making him fall in love. He's just baby. It was probably because, like him, both of us had once been angels.
Thank you, but I didn't know that falling in love would mean I'd no longer be Cupid. Yeah, Lady Minerva told me to fall in love. Was she teasing me? And maybe you can consider it a divine challenge. Cupid, okay, it's a test to see if I can fulfill my duty as Cupid despite temptations. And I want to take my study seriously, so please tell me about your married life.
Because like, ding! Yeah, so I guess maybe we don't know that Minerva has been trying to steal the Cupid's arrow in this one. Sylvie seemed to have taken a liking to us. He lacked knowledge of the human realm, so as we kept teaching him things, he ended up living with us. Now we have an adopted child. Well, as much as I hate kids and I am not a child person and I don't want children, for some reason in games when they make me adopt sassy lost kids, I enjoy it sometimes. There's our sassy lost son that we adopted, sure. We did the same thing in Tengoku Struggle. We adopted the sassy lost child and I would have defended him with my life. So like, if anybody touches my fucking little Cupid over here, I'll beat the fuck out of him. Minerva, fuck off. Don't touch him. Leave him alone. He's a precious, innocent child. He's our adopted son. We're keeping him.
Cupid, what's this?
This is, what is this again?
I believe this is a massaging device. Oh, a massaging device for your back.
The three of us shopped together, explaining each product to him. He's like, this is for your back. Wink, wink. Oh, you stretch your back like this, and yeah, that's right. It'll improve your accuracy with Cupid's arrow.
Oh, you're right about stretching my back. It helps with aim.
Having been the previous Cupid, I gave Sylvie tips on how to use the Cupid's arrow.
Wow, so this is a barbecue. I've only heard rumors about them, so I really wanted to see one for myself.
Rumors?
Yes, it's a human mating dance. I learned about it in Parasite House.
Grilling meat is a human mating dance. I mean, you like the absurdity of that. You're like, that's ridiculous, but also it kind of makes sense logically in a way. I'm gonna grill some meat and then she's gonna see how manly I am. Yeah, no, absolutely. I can see where that conception comes from.
I think it's a bit different.
The three of us enjoyed a barbecue outdoors, bonding like a real family. Sylvie had acclimated to the human realm, he was ready to start attending school. The next step would be to understand human habits.
Now listen to me. You can't just suddenly bring up romance at school.
Look at like a little satchel. It's adorable.
Yeah, I know that. I've already familiarized myself with human lifestyles.
Instead of starting college like I did, Sylvie would start from middle school. Yeah, okay, that's what I said. He's baby. This choice was based on Sylvie's appearance. Learning basic common sense in middle school would aid his work as Cupid. The gods had orchestrated this.
But being in a group at school is different from being at home. There might be kids who pick on you. Let us know if anything happens. You got that? I think you're worrying too much, but thank you. I'm off to school now.
Okay, stay safe. See you later. Are you sure you're okay to go alone?
I'm fine. I'm Cupid after all. Cupid.
Oh, that weird thing you say.
Well, you're at school.
He's already gone. I forgot to warn him about that weird thing he always says. At first it was bothersome, but I grew fond of it. It was part of what made Sylvie so lovable and unique. Cupid! And gee! However, it might not be well received in school. Maybe I should catch up to him and tell him.
You could, but don't be too protective. Let him handle it. Let him get bullied a little, and then when he gets beat up at school for a while, he'll learn fast not to say shit like that.
Yeah, you're right. Alan was right. Sylvie was here to learn, so we should attempt to grasp human norms by mingling with the other kids. I glanced out the window and saw Sylvie boarding the school bus with his backpack.
Middle school, huh?
That brings me back. I hope Sylvie will get accustomed to things soon. That's true, this time she remembers middle school because she had one.
You seem to adjust pretty fast.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Back then, you were protecting me, Alan. After I temporarily became a human, I attended middle school for a short time. Alan was watching over me.
Yeah, strangely, you could perceive my demon form, making it hard for me to stay hidden.
Oh, that's true. I think I remember that, like, he was, like, in demon form and, like, as a baby she could see him or some shit. Like, whatever. That's because we had such a connection. Alan smiled and touched my cheek. His gaze reminded me that he had been watching me all along, ever since my rebirth.
Being Cupid, Sylvie is similar to you. I'm sure he'll get used to things in no time.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. If we had a kid, I imagine it'd be something like this.
Huh?
Oh, never mind.
Okay, don't you bring up kids and ruin this game for me. Because we have gotten through this whole thing without any mention of babies. And, like, popping out kids and getting pregnant and having it. Like, don't do it. Don't fucking do it. We adopted Sylvie, that's fine. We adopted a kid, but I'm not doing the whole pregnancy thing. Don't fuck this game up. Do not ruin this motherfucking game for me.
Anyway, now that we're alone, come here.
Alan drew me in and through a kiss shared his demonic essence. I'm not moaning. Oh, wow, he's panting and moaning.
You must be hungry by now.
Yeah, and you, Helen?
I'll take some after nourishing you. Your dreams, that is.
Our shallow kisses deepened, each one becoming more passionate. We exchanged our breaths like there was no tomorrow. I mean, if you think about it, this is like a studio kind of apartment, so, like, I'm just saying, unless this is supposed to just be his bedroom and we got a separate room, we can't be banging if Sylvie's sleeping on the couch, like, right over there, you know what I mean? Alan gently placed me on the bed, looking down with an enticing, demonic allure. The way he feeds me with his powers, the way we express our love, our fingers intertwined. I know how you express your love and feed. We never did this while Sylvie was home. These moments were private, a ceremony that we only did alone. I hope so!
Spacey.
Alan, wait. His eagerness was evident, perhaps because it had been a while. Between Sylvie's stay and our work at the pillow shop, it had indeed been ages since our last intimate encounter. But there was an intensity in his eyes, as if his desire for me had never waned. We sought more than just pleasure. I tried to uncover the emotions that lay deep behind his gaze. Alan,
sorry, I can't stop.
He whispered in his raspy voice as he changed in his changed his angle of entry. Wow. Okay, we did not need the graphic words. Any coherent thought quickly melted away, making me unable to focus on anything else. I mean, you didn't have to say angle of entry. Game, I know what they're doing, and I didn't need that mental image. I could have done it on my own. You didn't make me read that. Jesus. But at times, he wore such a sad expression that I found myself calling his name repeatedly. After that intense and spirited feeding session, like the quotes around that. After the delicious meal, I felt dazed, resting my chin on the dinner table. Alan had been so rough with me that my back ached, even though I was a demon.
Sorry about that. Are you mad?
I'm not mad, but we have work, so I wish he hadn't gone overboard. Once the store opens, we'll have to work downstairs, but I don't feel confident handling customers in my current state. Now that I recall, Alan wondered what it would be like if we had children. Don't think about it! He had muttered that to himself, but I was certain I heard him correctly. It'd be like this. No, stop it. However, that day would never come because we were demons. Oh, thank God. I had never heard of gods or demons having children. That was a privilege reserved for humans, or a curse. In mythologies, gods did give birth, but they sprouted from their heads or children emerged from their mouths. Oh, that's even more horrifying! Please don't! But those acts were by the primordial gods. I'd never heard of recent gods producing offspring. Well, I mean, Zeus did. Well, he was banging humans, so it was the humans that were doing it. But still, I'm just saying, he tried valiantly, didn't he? The role of Cupid had changed over time, and the deconsentes acted as parents to gods who were formerly angels. That was the truth about Celestia, then.
Come on, Spacey. Have a drink.
I smelled something citrusy. Alan had brought over some hot lemonade. Hot lemonade. I feel like that's been mentioned multiple times in Otome games, and it's like, I don't know if I've ever tried hot lemonade. Thanks, Alan.
I truly apologize. It's been a while. I got a bit carried away.
His fingers brushed against my throat, similar to how he'd caress a cat.
It seems I wore you out, so I'll handle the store. You can go ahead and rest.
He kissed me on the forehead and smiled. Alan was so good at spoiling me. That greater demon sometimes couldn't control himself when it came to me. So he'd be like, oh, where's the fortune teller?
I fucked her so hard she can barely walk, so she's not coming down.
You think he'd say shit like that? I wished to spoil him in return, to fulfill all his desires. I feel like he got that. You didn't really have to do much, but take a pounding, literally. But what if he desired something that we demons could never achieve? I sipped the hot lemonade, its gentle sweetness filling my mouth. It tasted sweet, sour, and utterly delightful. No, I want to stay by your side, Alan. But you shared so much of your energy with me. That's why I want to help in the store.
Okay. Just let me know if you're not up to it.
Yeah, thank you. He's so protective. Although he'd been somewhat rough, he was now deeply concerned about me. I couldn't suppress my smile.
Now let's prepare to open.
Okay. I'm sorry, buddy. It's like, I know you want me to try to get that, but you won't let me get it at a better angle. I'm very sorry. We went through the opening routine and began our usual work. I'm going to have to grab you and force you to let me get these pin feathers out. You're not going to like it, but we're going to have to grab you, hold you against our chest, and force you to stay still while I get them out on the back of your neck. I know, because there's lots of them. There are lots of them, and they're very big, and you can't reach those. We went through the opening routine and began our usual work. Ow. Excuse me, I need some maintenance on a pillow I purchased here. Pillow maintenance?
Oh, welcome. What kind of maintenance do you need?
It was fluffier when I got it, but now it's flattened. Should I just buy a new one?
Let me take a look.
Alan inspected the pillow the customer presented.
Ah, I see. It might be time for a replacement. I'm impressed by how long you've used it.
It's my backup pillow, so I hadn't used it much. Can I ask for a new one in the same shape?
Understood.
Alan went into the back of the shop to prepare the new pillow. While he prepared the fittings, my eyes met with the customers. The two of you always look so young. To be honest, I'm envious. Thank you. Recently, the face masks aren't very effective anymore. Do you have any secrets to maintaining your youthful looks? Oh, it's probably a lady, but whatever.
Well, a fulfilling married life might be one of them.
Oh my, such passion you two share. I'm honestly jealous, haha. I'm a little tired right now, so like my energy is like plummeting.
Your new pillow's ready. I need to adjust the height, so please come this way.
Although it was an ordinary conversation, I couldn't shake those words from my mind. Looking young, Alan had been running the shop long before I came to the human realm. Even after I began working here, we both looked exactly the same. That was because demons didn't age. I was certain Alan hadn't altered his appearance for decades. He always carried a mysterious aura, so we could easily play it off. But there might have been customers who found it strange. Yeah, we can't stay here forever. I knew that Alan must have never been able to stay in one place for too long. But I never voiced these thoughts. I already knew of his lifestyle before I joined this shop. For now, I didn't want to jeopardize our happy little life. I knew that our time here was limited, so I prayed that it would last at least a little bit longer. It is a little kind of sad when you think about that. You're like, oh. It was now evening. We realized school was already out, so we closed the shop and went to search for Sylvie. Stupid kid getting into trouble. We searched throughout Lost York, but couldn't find him anywhere. Eventually, we found him in Lost York Park. Sylvie!
I'm glad we found you. What were you doing here? Huh? Why are you two here? We came looking for you because we were worried. What happened to your knee?
Alan immediately spotted the scrapes on Sylvie's knee.
Yeah, it's nothing. I just tripped. You don't get this kind of injury just by falling. We need to treat it at home.
Alan crouched, signaling for Sylvie to climb onto his back. Sylvie looked like he was about to cry. He glanced at me before letting Alan carry him. I want to see this. Okay, they're not going to show us. I wanted a CG of Alan carrying Sylvie. It would have been so adorable.
Ow!
Once home, we treated Sylvie. He seemed to be in pain. Well done. How does it feel? After applying disinfectant and a bandage, Sylvie began to move his leg up and down as he nodded.
Yeah, it's much better now.
Good. Now let's have dinner.
Okay.
Sylvie looked down, and Alan and I exchanged glances. We weren't sure what to say in such a situation. Observing his troubled expression, we suspected that something had occurred at school. He got bullied. But if he didn't want to discuss it, we would respect his choice. But you could ask. You could be like, did something happen? If you want to talk about it, you can let us know. But instead of just ignoring it, like you're not even opening the door, you should be like, You're like, listen, if you have something you want to talk about, you can absolutely tell us anything. If you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to. But the door's open, buddy,
By the way, I joined a streaming service to watch movies. Sylvie, would you like to watch an animated movie? Animated movie? Yeah, here, pick one that interests you. Animated movies are an important part of human culture.
To fill the silence, Alan turned the TV on, offering the remote to Sylvie so he could choose a movie he liked. Sylvie browsed the list of animated movies and selected one. It was titled Small Mermaid, inspired by the Little Mermaid fairy tale. I'm surprised when they said Small Mermaid, and I was like, it's the little, and then at least they said it was inspired by the Little Mermaid. You're like, oh my god. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this part up here. It's a little under time, but I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.